What's going on, y'all? We are back for another episode review of the Real Housewives of Potomac, as I like to call them. Okay? And just bear with me, y'all. I know the video is up late. Who even still cares about these damn Real Housewives of Potomac? But it just is what it is. Alright. So first, let's talk about Candy Ace. Candace. So her mother is still here, okay? Because in the last episode we saw Dorothy at the dress shop trying on dresses for Candace's wedding, and that was a whole debacle. But Miss Dorothy is still here. She's at the condo with Candace and Chris, okay? And her ass is just all into everything, okay? And that's because we find out further into the episode that Dorothy pretty much pays for everything, okay? And so that means to Dorothy, excuse me, y'all, I'm drinking my smoothie. But apparently, because Dorothy purse come first, she feels like she's entitled to all aspects of Candace's life. And that's a bad way to start out. Like, Candace is about to get married, and her mother got a whole damn floor for her in their condo. She made the initial investment for Candace and her sister's hairline. She's paying for the wedding. I mean, and evidently it's annoying Candace that her mother has her hands in everything so much. But girl, Candace, that's only up to you to change that. So anyway, Miss Dorothy is at the condo. They wake up, they cooking breakfast, and Dorothy comes down and they're sitting there eating, and she comes up with the idea of walking Candace down the aisle. And she's just extra, okay? Send her ass back to Atlanta, okay? Because, I mean, yeah, send her back to Atlanta, because she is just extra, and she is so just overbearing and just picking and just all in everything. And that's just bad news for their relationship. But Chris, I like Chris. Candace, she had an issue with him jumping off the balcony into the pool. But girl, I mean, that's the man you are about to marry. Chris, to me, seems like just a easygoing, fun-loving type of dude. But Candace clearly has an issue with that. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what's about to happen, because it looked to me like Robin and Juan's relationship drama that was all the rage last season is about to be replaced by Chris and Candace. It's gonna be some shit going on, okay? Who else? Let's see. Let's talk about Giselle. Giselle reaches out to Karen via text, talking about she wants her friend back and she wants to meet up with her. And they end up having, I guess, lunch together. And Giselle was trying to make the case that, okay, Karen, you called a press conference, which was a kiki, so my shirt was also a kiki. I just was being lighthearted along with you. The idea of a press conference, apparently Giselle took that as a ha-ha. and she thought her shirt with hashtag tax reform and hashtag free Uncle Ben was also a haha. But I told y'all before, Giselle's ass is corny, okay? And for real, first of all, I don't think she took that press conference as a kiki. I think she's just saying that because she thinks she can get away with saying that, and she's trying to just come up with any old thing to not look shady. But girl, first of all, like I said, I don't think that she thought it was a kiki. I think she was intentionally trying to be shady. And second of all, like I said, she knew what she was doing when she walked in there in that shirt, and how she was so calculated, how she walked in there with the blazer on. She sat there throughout the whole press conference with the blazer on, and then when she decided she wanted to make her exit, that's when she took the blazer off to walk away and show Karen what was on the back. Because whatever was on the front, I don't think was as... I think whatever was on the front of the shirt, I can't recall right at this moment what the hashtag on the front of the shirt was, but I think it was a little bit more... It could be considered like innocuous, what was on the front. What was on the front could have been considered a kiki. But the free Uncle Ben and tax reform shit on the back, that was more of a real dig, you know. And she waited until it was time to make her exit to rub it in Karen's face. I don't feel sorry for Karen, but at the same time, I don't think Giselle got some big motherfucking balls doing shit like that, because she wouldn't want nobody talking about her situation that happened with Jamal Bryant. And she said that when she was talking to her ghostwriter. We gonna get into that too, her and her book. But she was saying that her divorce and everything and the cheating was so public that it really hurt her. She wouldn't want Karen walking around with no shirt with hashtag community dick pastor Bryant. You know what I'm saying? So, or congregation cock Bryant. Anyway, y'all get what I'm trying to say. So Giselle was being shady. She knew what she was doing, and now all of a sudden she wants her friend back. They're not real friends. They've known each other for a long time, but to say that they're friends, I think that's a stretch. Okay, now on to the book. Giselle has this book that she is having written, and is loosely based on her life as the first lady of the church when she was with Jamal Bryant. She has a ghostwriter, and I think she said like the first chapter of it is done, and so they're shopping the book around, and she wants to take this opportunity. She wants to use this book and to bring everybody together, to bring all the ladies together, to introduce her book. And also now all of a sudden she wants to wear her first lady hat and bring some peace amongst the group of girls, because she Robin downloaded her on all the bullshit that happened at Chris's birthday party. So now she's like, she wants to do this kumbaya shit. And how the fuck you gonna do that, Giselle, when you starting shit with Karen? So anyway, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna have a garden party, and she's gonna introduce the book, and she's going to address the issues with the ladies. Okay, so that's later on in the episode. We'll get to it in a minute. Ashley's been seeing a therapist. Okay, because of the issues going on in her marriage. And at this particular session, she sits down and talks to the therapist, and evidently Ashley's issues with her mother stem all the way back to her childhood, because Ashley's mother has a habit of picking these trashy ass dudes and putting them before her. Okay, so Ashley explains to the therapist that she doesn't know how to set boundaries when it comes to her mother. And the therapist was like, well, has that been reciprocal between you and your mom? And Ashley says no. Okay, so fast forward to, because she explained how when she was a kid, she was like 5 years old, her mother moved out of, they were staying at her grandmother's house. Her mother left Ashley with the grandmother to go and live with this guy. Okay, she eventually came back maybe like a year later, but Ashley has issues still as a 30-year-old, 29, 30-year-old from that. And so now, going back to the last episode, everything was brought full circle as far as why Michael has an issue with Ashley's mother, because Ashley's mother has this man that she's had for 15 years that basically Michael's money is taking care of both of them, because he doesn't work. And Ashley's mother works at a nursing home, and Ashley said, my mom doesn't make enough money to support herself, Ashley's sister, and the man. Okay, so like I said, clearly the mother has come to expect Ashley and Michael to take care of them. Okay, which I don't understand in her mind, her mom's mind, how she could even think that that's okay. I could see if Ashley's mom was living on her own, like if it was just Ashley and her sister. I mean, if it was Ashley's mom and Ashley's little sister living together, like in a little apartment or something like that, and Ashley was helping to pay the rent or something like that. But she's living with this full-grown man. Okay, so I'm like, these motherfuckers is laying up on Michael's dime, and then got the nerve to be like, oh, well, it takes time, Ashley, because they got together later on. Ashley was agonizing over how she was going to be able to tell her mother this and or whatever. So they sit down, and Ashley finally comes out with it, and the mother was like, well, Ashley, it's gonna take time, and how do you expect me to just up and snap my fingers and change like that? It's been 15 years with the same shit. And Ashley was like, how many times has he cussed me out? You know, like, and the mother was like, well, he's gotten better, sitting there making excuses for this nigga. And I just think that's some bullshit. I just think that's some straight up bullshit. And I'm 100% with Michael on, they need to get, he need to get the fuck out. And he had a whole year to get the fuck out, and she had a year to get him out, and it didn't happen. And so now Michael's like, you gonna have to cut her off. And in my opinion, IMO, Ashley gonna fuck around and keep messing with Michael, and Michael gonna kick her and her mother to the curb, because he done already put Ashley's ass out once. And what make her think he won't fucking do that shit again? especially now with the situation with the mother and the boyfriend. So Ashley need to get I'm just saying, it would be in Ashley's better interest just to cut her off, like Michael said. And as the daughter, Ashley don't need to be taking care of her mother. Not unless her mother was like ill and couldn't take care of herself. But the mother filed bankruptcy, and I bet you anything, it just sounded to me like the type of nigga that Ashley's mother got. It sounded to me like that bankruptcy, he probably had a lot to do with that bankruptcy that her mother had to file. Because if I seen it once, I seen it a million the fuck times. How women get with men and be trying to take care of their ass, and the next thing you know, you done put your name on shit for them, got your credit all fucked up on behalf of them. I bet you anything that man had a lot to do with Ashley's mother filing for bankruptcy. Because Ashley said, before this man came along, you were vibrant, you were able to take care of yourself and my little sister, and he's drained the life out of you. So I don't know, and I just think Ashley is making it way too easy for her mother to keep just laying up with this dude. So after they had a conversation, because Ashley got real frustrated, and she was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this woman? And Ashley asked her, so are you gonna stop dealing with this dude? And the mother was like, well, I'm going to work with him. We know what that means. She gonna keep right on laying up and laying up and laying up. And I don't know, y'all leave it in the comments how y'all think that shit gonna turn out. And then when the mother was leaving Ashley's apartment, walking away, she was like, I hate stuff like this. Yeah, I bet you do. So anyway, moving on from Ashley, Monique is very much a look at me, okay? Look at me. You know what I'm saying? She's very much a look at me, motherfucker, look at me, okay? Rest in peace, Pimp C. Because it was the morning after the party. She's at the crib, and once again she's bumping her gums about how difficult her life is and how busy she is, hosting parties, kids with no nanny, kids out of school, packing up one house, unpacking the other house, and all of this and that. And I'm just like, you know, I just can't relate, because it's not my life. And so she is downstairs amongst all these people, still talking about what happened at the at Chris's birthday party, talking about how Robin confronted her about that meme, you know. And I just didn't think it was really all that serious for her to have to bring it up amongst all of these people again, because I'm pretty sure once the party was said and done, she talked about it then, because she pulled Chris aside during the party and talked about it to him. So I'm pretty sure when all the guests were gone, the party was over and everything, I'm pretty sure Monique was talking about it then. And then the next morning she's talking about it again. And you know, it just is what the fuck it is. Like, something touched a nerve with Monique about Robin talking about Monique paying for something, paying for somebody to manage that fan page or something like that. That's what Monique's issue is. She don't like people, how she put it, saying stuff to threaten her reputation or some bullshit when they was at the garden party. I really believe Monique is Monique is self-conscious about it. Because Monique knows she be spending a whole bunch of money, because Chris told her she be spending a whole bunch of money. And Robin's thing was like, they rolled back the footage and showed how Monique had a personal assistant, was paying a personal assistant to come and work out with her or something like that, and paid a personal assistant to Monique said something like, she's my everything or some shit. And Robin was like, well, it must be nice, you know. And I'm like, well, shit, in my mind too, it must be the fuck nice to be able to have a nanny and a 9,000 square foot home and all of this shit. And if people are saying that about you, Monique, then that should tell you something, okay? Because you should be, I mean, clearly if people are saying that, then that means you should shut up and stop talking about all the shit you have and all the shit you've acquired and this and that. Because don't nobody want to hear that shit. And it ain't got nothing to do with jealousy or nothing like that. But it's just like, why must you always be bragging? Why? We see you, Monique. We see your home. We see your things. We see your husband. We see your kids. We see your nanny. We see your personal assistant. We see your parties. Why do you have to keep talking about it? Okay? So that should tell you something. Like, shut up. Shut up talking about it. So, okay, let's get to the garden party. Sharice is there. Sharice, Karen, Monique, Giselle, Robin, Ashley. I think I named everybody. But anyway, they sit down. And Giselle introduces the book. She reads a little snippet from the book. Monique shaded her, talking about, you got a ghostwriter, but you might need a ghost reader too, because clearly you can't read. That wasn't necessary. So that was that. And they I forgot which one of the ladies asked her about the kids. I think the question was something like, are you concerned about how the kids will, have to live life in the shadow of that book? And Giselle said, well, they have to deal with real life, basically, but whatever. And then, okay, so now Giselle puts her first lady hat on and wants to be, or at this point, former first lady hat on, and wants to mediate the situation between Ashley and Robin. So, and Monique. Okay, so Ashley, Robin, and Monique, because that was the trifecta at the Chris's party. So anyway, Robin was basically just not here for it. She, because Ashley was like, you smile in my face and then you talk shit about me behind my back. You've been judging me since the moment I met you, and you got shit to say about me all the time or whatever. Robin is like, bitch, listen, when I met you, you were humping my fucking legs. So, and you have continuously disrespected me. So you think I'm supposed to like your ass? And I felt her, like, Robin's situation is Robin's situation, and everybody has their opinions about Robin's situation, but opinions are like assholes, okay? So if Robin like it, I love it, okay? We talk shit about it because that's just what we do. But for Ashley to insert herself yet again where she has no place to insert herself. It's just like, bitch, you really need to mind your damn business. And for you to be over here trying to put some medicine on my shit, bitch, look at your shit. Okay, and then Ashley speaks up talking about she's been in therapy with issues for her mother, and she doesn't want to see somebody staying in a relationship just for the kids, trying to draw some type of parallel between her mother staying with the nothing ass nigga for her little sister, draw a parallel between that and Robin's relationship with Juan for her kids. And Robin was like, there's also financial issues. Like, Robin, what did I do to you? Robin is over it, and I don't blame her, because Ashley has a nasty habit of trying to mind everybody else's business. And I can't say it's because she young. I know that was like kind of sort of the sentiment when we first met Ashley. Like, some of her behavior, we was like, oh, she's young. But Ashley about to be 30 years old. So there's no excuse. And because she has her own shit going on within her marriage, she is in no position to be talking about what Robin and Juan should be doing, right, wrong, or indifferent. So then when she saw that Robin wasn't here for that bullshit, she decided she wanted to sincerely apologize. Okay, so she apologized, and Robin was like, okay, you know, cool. And then Monique addressed the situation together, Robin and Monique. And that's when Monique said something about the whole paying, people counting her pockets. But again, I will say this: people will count your pockets. Well, no, let me not say that. That's wrong. People not necessarily counting your pockets when you're the motherfucker that is sitting down. Basically, you're outlining your finances to everyone. Okay, you sitting up there telling people pretty much dollar for dollar how much money you're spending, because you're constantly talking about the stuff and things that you have. So it's not even that people, it's not like Robin, it's not like Robin did some shit like what Ashley did. It's not like she Googled you and dug into your finances just because she wanted to. You always running around talking about what you have. So yeah, it must be nice. You know what I mean? So y'all, I've been running my mouth for almost 30 minutes, and I believe I covered everything that happened in the episode. If I didn't, if I missed something, leave it in the comments, okay? And that's it, y'all. I will catch y'all in the next episode review.